Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie. I'm a full-time trader and mentor in the crypto and Forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Maker and Ape. Not financial advice, of course. It's just the way that I see the market. Today's video is going to be a little different. We're going to take a look at the global economy and compare that to Bitcoin, and see if we can come up with a bias of whether Bitcoin is really going on a bull run or if we're going to have a long and extended bear market. Now, I am a bull just like everybody else. I hope that we go on a bull run, but we have to be realistic and look at the facts and decide what is the probabilities of that. Okay? All right, so this chart is the global economy. Okay, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin's bull runs and bear runs and compare them. So the bull run from November 2011 to 2013, the global economy was in an upward trend. Bitcoin, during that time, from November to December, went on a bull run. The bear market from December of 13 to 2015, the global economy was in a sideways consolidation. The bull run of January of 15 to December of 17, it was in an upward trend. That was the bull run of 2015 to 2017. So this whole entire section from December of 17 to March of 20, it was going sideways. Okay? This whole bear market, this bull run, and this bear market. Now, if you take a look at Bitcoin, what did it do also? It was completely sideways when you really think about it. It never broke the low, but it never broke the high either. So it did exactly the same thing as this economy did. Sideways consolidation. The bull run of 2020 to 2021, economy was in a major uptrend. Like this was ripping to the upside. Well, Bitcoin also ripped to the upside. The bear market of 2021 to 2022, this section, notice that the economy was also in a downtrend. Now let's talk about this little section in here because this is very important also. Okay, this coming off this bear market, we had this big spike candle in the economy. This happened approximately November 7th. Notice that same area, we had this big candle in Bitcoin. This candle right here. Okay? This whole area from November 22nd to January of 23 is this green area here in the economy that was in an uptrend. Then it had a correction from January to March. Correction from January to March. Then from March to September, sideways consolidation. March to September, sort of in a downtrend, okay? Bitcoin was able to hold in a sideways consolidation. Then since October, the economy has been trending upwards. And since the same time frame, Bitcoin has been trending upwards. Okay? So based on all of this, it seems that, to me, they trend together. So now let's take a look at what this could be. This leg is the same dump, remember now, as this dump. Right here. Okay? This area is this area. So we have to ask ourselves, is this going back in an uptrend? Because that's what it needs to do for Bitcoin to go on a bull run. It needs to continue to trend upwards. Here's one problem, okay? First, the economy has broken its 2-4 trend line. It's underneath it and it's back testing it. Problem number one. Problem number two is that this move to the downside to me really looks like a 5-wave move. First of all, this is a leading diagonal, a pullback. This is a deep move. It came to the 3.618 and a 4 and a 5 rollover. I don't know what else you could make this correction. Possibly you could say it's a zigzag. Okay, you could probably squeeze a zigzag out of it. But this is a deep dump, and there's really no overlaps in it. Okay, and what starts with 5 must end with 5. Meaning that, more than likely, this leg is going to get a partner, which means that Bitcoin may get a partner for this leg. Okay? We have to be realistic about this. All right? Now, could Bitcoin continue up a little bit, go up into that expanded B pocket, breaking this high, and then give this leg a partner? Absolutely. And it could end up being a sideways flat. We've talked about that in prior videos. That is absolutely possible. It doesn't mean that we're going to zero. Okay. Let's talk about a few more things. Okay. To me, it's very possible that this wave here is a connecting wave. I think my bias is that it is. And that more than likely it's a flat or a zigzag. It's very hard to tell because I can't go down under the weekly to see exactly if I can make this a leading diagonal or not. Okay? But looking at this wave, it very much looks like we have a wave 1, 2 pullback, that this possibly is a wave 3 up to the 1.618, that it needs a 4 and a 5 up to the 2.236 for an A, B, C. That would put it right into the 618 retracement. That would be the perfect area for it to reject, and the trend line here, and then this leg should get a partner. Now, what if I'm completely incorrect and this leg to the downside is some type of 3-wave move zigzag, and that it was done, this is a bottom, and that this is ready to go to the upside? Well, coming over the 618 would shift probabilities, and the 2.236 would shift probabilities that that's going to happen. So that's what you're going to need to watch for. Does this push to the upside, hold 4th wave territory, and continue blasting? That's what it needs to do. We do not want it coming back into this area because we want this to be a 1 and a 2, and we want this to just keep going. Okay? Watch this chart, make a bias, and prepare. So let's talk about Bitcoin, and let's talk about the mega bull scenario that will happen if the global economy can trend to the upside. Okay? Let's talk about the first idea in white. It is that this wave to the upside is a 1, the pullback is a 2, that this is going to continue to go all the way up to the 2.618, pull back for a wave 4, and then a 5. It could continue upwards even after that. Any one of these legs can get overextended. I think it is a high probability that it makes it at least to the 2.618, which will invalidate any type of expanded B option. And we'll talk about that some more in a minute. So it needs to get up and over the 1.618, sitting at approximately 173. But coming through the 1.382 at 122 and hitting the target for the third is pretty much going to invalidate the expanded B. Okay? All right, so how do we get there? There's one of two ways. The most bullish way is the option in pink. And that is that this upper wave is a wave one that could be done or very close to done. And we'll talk about that on the lower time frame. It's going to pull back for a 2. It could be doing that now. It's going to push for a 3, 4, 5. Okay. This wave in here would be a 1 and a 2. All of this would be 3, 4, 5. The other way is in yellow, and that is that all of this wave is a wave 1 that could be done or almost done. It's going to pull back for a 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so it's very simple. It all boils down to this area right here. It boils down to, is this wave done? Is it pulling back for a 2? And if it is this little wave the start of something? And is it going to hold on top of this fourth wave territory and not come through 36,715? If Bitcoin breaks 36,715, it will invalidate the count in pink. It absolutely cannot come through there. If it does, we will flip to yellow and assume that it's the yellow wave 2. Coming through 30K, probability is going to shift that it's not a wave 2 and that possibly this was the end of something. Not until it breaks 24,900 is it completely invalid, but coming through 30K, probabilities are going to shift greatly that it is. All right, so last thing is the ABC in purple. This ABC is valid until it takes out the 2.236 at approximately 118. Okay? What will happen is this could continue. So it could pull back for a 2, give us a 3, 4, 5, and then it's a C wave coming up into this expanded B pocket. Okay? What will happen is it won't fan out for these additional fourths. It will give us a harsh rejection that comes through this fourth wave territory. Okay? That is going to... Okay, apologies. I had to put that barking dog inside. She was driving me crazy. All right, where were we? So the C wave. It will not pull back for these additional fourth waves. It will reject harshly coming through this fourth wave territory, and that will be the clue. Okay. Now this C wave has the same option to be done here very soon. We have the 1-to-1 coming in at 50,000. It could be that Bitcoin has an additional hit to the high to go, and this is when the C wave is going to come into play. Okay. What will happen if this is the option, and it's going to happen, is this will do the same thing. Harsh rejection through the fourth wave territory. We'll get a dead cat bounce, and then it'll go through 30K. Okay, this is what it will look like. Let's take a look at the impulse wave in the way that I have it counted. The inner degree third is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, leading into the blue 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would mean that the blue 1 and 2 needs a 4 and a 5 to go with it. It would mean that Bitcoin has an additional hit to the high. It would also mean that this wave is the end of something and not the start. How will we know the difference? The difference will be in time. If this is a 1 and a pullback for a 2, it needs to go very soon. Either this is the pivot and it's going to go, or it needs to go very soon. It shouldn't take more time to create the 2 than it did the 1. If it starts hanging out, going all the way to the end of December, it's going to be too long in time to be a 2. Now coming through 36,715 will invalidate it being a 2. Let's talk about the waves that it could move. This leg could get a partner now, coming on down, or it's done here. That would be our 2, and we want to see it pivot very soon, blasting to the upside. Coming through the 618 at 39,682, probabilities are going to shift that it's not a 2 and that it's potentially a 4. This 4 needs to stay on top of this fourth wave territory. It also can give this leg a partner, getting up into the expanded B pocket, then give this leg a partner, making a higher low. This would be extremely bullish. If Bitcoin breaks down and comes through 36,715, breaks this fourth wave territory, we are going to shift our thoughts that it's correcting this entire leg and that it's coming down for a deeper 2, coming through 31,250. This 30K price action is going to shift probabilities that this wave was the end of something and not the start. Maker's mega bull is that it's a nest, that it is a 1 2 1 2 1 2, that it is in the process of pulling back for wave 2, coming through 1195 will shift probabilities that this wave 1 is not the case, that it's not the start of something, that it's the end. So it needs to stay above this 618. This 1 to 1 is coming right into that 618. Also, in time, consolidating more past December 35th will also shift probabilities that this is not a 2, that more than likely it's correcting this entire structure. Now, if it comes through there, we have an alternative bull that this is a leading diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that it's pulling back, giving us a correction for this entire structure. Okay, so the bear scenario is that this wave was an A, pull back for a B, and that this is the end of something C wave. It could be done here, or this is pulling back for an additional 4th, and it has a 5th to go. If it breaks down harshly from here, or it gives us a hit to the high and then we get that harsh rejection, that will be the clue that this is a C wave. All right, ape. Ape's bullish option is that it's a nest of 1, 2, leading diagonal 1, 2, coming through the 618 at approximately $1.39 will shift probabilities that it is not a nest. Not until it breaks $1.15 is it completely invalidated. The bear scenario is that it's climbing correctively, that this wave to the upside was a 3-wave move, that it pulled back for an X wave, and then it gave 3 more waves. Now what ape can do is add an X wave here. then give this leg a partner to the upside and get higher in this channel. That is always an option for the bear scenario. Getting itself back up into this area here. All right, I hope you enjoyed this update. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.